Hey there, everybody. Hal Fisher here, lead coach with the Job Killing Program. I wanted to take a few minutes today out of the busy schedule of one of our top students in the Job Killing Program. Todd Boczkowski is here with us today to talk a little bit about the Job Killing Program and what his success has been and why he got involved with the program. And so Todd, welcome, and please just start by telling us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Well, thanks, Hal, for having me. Like I said, my name is Todd. I was Air Force active duty for 10 years. Got out in June 2013. Transferred over to the Guard. Went to school for a while. Tried to search for jobs. Looked online for things to do, just to make extra money. Ran into Brad Campbell, and got involved with one of his business opportunities. And that pretty much snowballed into search engine optimization and internet marketing. Fell in love with it, got obsessed and addicted to it, wanted to learn more, and I went on my own to seek other people, other online marketers, bought courses, things of that nature, and I kind of went on my own for a while. And then later on, I bumped into Brad again, and he had this job killing program. I checked it out, and because I worked with Brad before, I had all my trust in him, so I just dove in with 2 feet and just started running.
Awesome, man. So you're a little bit different than a lot of the students that we see that come into the program. We normally see people who don't have internet marketing experience. As a matter of fact, that's kind of one of the things that a lot of people ask us. Do I have to have internet marketing experience? Do I have to have online marketing experience? Can you talk a little bit to that, as you were somebody who had that kind of experience with the information in the course? Do you think that gave you a benefit, or was it you had to relearn a lot of things that you did, or how did that help you, and how did that benefit you? Or do you think it was really that important?
I think it definitely fast-tracked me. I had a really good foothold on internet marketing and search engine optimization, SEO. I really had a strong understanding for it. Knew a lot of strategies. My biggest failures was actually, number one was actually myself. I feel like I held back myself a little bit. And then also I was pretty much drowning in other information. There's just so much information out there. There's other people to follow. There's other courses to buy. And after speaking with Dan, he said that this program specifically holds you by the hand. It's designed specifically to walk you through and hold you by the hand, so that way you don't get completely overwhelmed. And if anybody is brand new to internet marketing, there are going to be times where you can be completely overwhelmed. And from somebody who was there were many times where I was completely overwhelmed. There's a lot of information to wrap your head around. But once you get the core basics down of how internet marketing is done, how SEO is done, it's really just the process that you just gotta fine-tune and just learning new things. And I really became addicted to it, and it consumed a lot of my off time, because I really saw the opportunity, the power behind learning these strategies and learning internet marketing as a whole, and also as a business moving forward from a business standpoint.
Cool. So you kind of fast-tracked really through this program from the time you got involved to the time now. And I know you've got a military background. You're a former Air Force guy, 10 years. I'm actually a former Air Force guy, 10 years as well. Do you think the program is set up for particularly to really help people, that are coming out of the military, maybe looking at starting a business, maybe getting involved in online marketing or internet marketing? Do you think that there's a benefit to kind of the way we're trained in the military to the way that the training is set up in this program?
I'll choose to watch what I say as far as transitioning veterans and the support coming out of it, because there are great programs designed for veterans transitioning. But for me, my personal experience, there was just a lot of um, I wasn't getting a lot of traction for jobs and what I wanted to do. My experience just did not transfer over at all. I had 10 years of experience as an MP, as a military cop. I was having some rough times, even just getting regular security jobs. I was quite shocked just to get not even a phone call from people, and I don't know if it was the experience that maybe scared them away, but I was quite shocked, and I wasn't prepared for that. But part of the reason why I got out was, I wanted to venture off on my own. I knew I wanted to be a business owner. I wanted to be in business for myself. I just didn't know what route. I didn't know where to go. I didn't even know when to get started. But yes, I do see it as a trend for military personnel transitioning out of the military, and I actually have two really big online marketers who are just absolutely crushing it. I'm not gonna throw their names out, but they're absolutely crushing it, making over 7 figures, and they're both military. One was Air Force, one was Marines, and so I really think that as far as veterans are concerned, we don't really have a whole lot to lose, so to speak. And it's also venturing out and being in a business area, and anybody who's a veteran that seeked out information about being a business owner, the statistics show that veterans oftentimes are very successful as business owners. And so in regards to internet marketing, you have lower startup costs. You have all this other stuff, and it's very now. It's very in demand. It's very still relatively new to. I would consider it still new to the business marketplace. It's still an evolving and relatively new concept for business, and getting businesses online and things like that.
Cool. So with specifics to our program, kind of how it's set up, I think it's set up beautifully for veterans because, the military took me in as a 17-year-old kid, knowing nothing about nothing, and taught me a skill, similar to yourself and everybody, regardless of what branch of service. So how do you think, as far as the structure with the job killing program, with the training and the way the modules are set up for that, the coaching aspect of it, the mentorship aspect of it, and the mastermind, how do you think that that's beneficial for veterans?
It's one of those things, and being a veteran, transitioning out, I think a lot of veterans have a tendency to lose and miss that connection that's part of being something bigger of yourself, something that's more meaningful. My service, I got to do a lot of cool things, and even at times I hated it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I took a lot of pride in what I did, and I consider myself to be important. I consider my job to be important, and I think that a lot of veterans out there feel a lot of the same way. They want to stand for something. They want something. They want their life to mean something, and they want to be a part of something bigger. And the job killing group offers just an amazing group of people, business-minded people, but at the same time, all geared towards one goal, helping each other out. Just like veterans helping other veterans out, always having each other's backs and whatnot. You're always going to have somebody around that maybe knows more than you, but at the same time, they also have a different skill that maybe perhaps that you're lacking in. And so, and that's what's very unique is, I'm not a sales type of person. There's so many people in the job killing program that are just killing it with sales, whereas I have the background in the technical aspect, so you can really team up and help each other out, and you do what you want to do. You do what you're better at, and the modules, they're designed as a I would call it as a crawl, walk, run stage. You start off slow. You start off 1 week doing different tasks. Once you get those completed, you graduate to the next week, get those knocked out, graduate to the next week, and so on and so forth. And then once you get past, the 5-week training course, it's pretty much kind of like you're unleashed. And of course, there's still all certain types of support, help. There's bonus material and things to really help you out. And from somebody that I have bought a lot of courses from on the internet, I've never come across a program that offers the value and the support that Job Killing provides.
Awesome, man. Cool. So let's just kind of take a step back. Like, how long have you been in the program? What's your experience? What do you think? I know you just killed your job here recently, so congratulations on that. But tell us a little bit about backstory about kind of how you got started, how long you've been in the program, and how'd you go about killing that job so quick?
Well, I've been doing internet marketing and SEO for pretty much close to 18 months, and started on my own. Started actually in network marketing online, and then it pretty much snowballed into learning how SEO works and how internet marketing actually works. And I saw the power behind it, and I just saw a plethora of opportunities and doors. So I wanted to learn more about it. Ventured off on my own. Really wanted to nail home how to do it. Seeked out knowledge, other online marketers, courses, bought all kinds of crazy stuff. But it was up until then, I was kind of like drowning in information. I had so much information that it was almost as if I didn't really know what to do with it. And that can happen in internet marketing. And it's a lot of information to wrap your head around. And I just needed kind of like a little bit more guidance, and that's what Job Killing provided. I knew Brad from one of his network marketing business opportunities. Worked with him, great guy, down to earth. Not about the hype, just kind of like a low key, just cool dude who just loved to give value. And so ran into him, looked over his Job Killing program. I felt secure enough to jump in, and jumped in with 2 feet and started running with it. Been in Job Killing for nearly 5 months now, and it took me a while to get my first client, but got my first client, which is something in less than 5 months. That's great for me, because I've been already at this point been doing SEO for nearly a year. So just from the Job Killing program, I could have done this process in half the time had the Job Killing program been available at that time. It wasn't. But just from there, it's a rinse and repeat process. Once you get one client, once you get the core concepts down, you can really just take it by the horns, run with it. It's a rinse and repeat process. You can do it in any industry you want, and so that's pretty much what I started focusing on, was just trying to spread out into different niches. I was working as well, working as a housekeeping manager. Absolutely hated it. It's not one of those jobs where it's not a glory type job. It's not something that you would really want to do. And once I started gaining some traction, and also myself, I saw the confidence in myself in doing this. And for a while, I think I was blocking myself. Once I got out of my own way and I started gaining traction, I said, the heck with the job, offed my job, and I think sometimes you just got to jump in the deep end, and it's sink or swim time, which I think a lot of veterans know an awful lot about.
Yeah, absolutely. So, looking at about 5 months from the time you started this program to where, you felt comfortable making enough income here that, you can go ahead and kill your job, do this full time. So that's great. I mean, congratulations. So, kind of, where do you think you would be if it wasn't for this program? Maybe not now, but, down the line, in the path that you were headed with your job. If this program wasn't out there, where do you think you'd be?
To be honest, I'm not really sure. I know that I've always known for a while that I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to own a business. From that point, I don't know. Um, I've gone in several other different directions. Investments and this and that and the other. So I really don't know. I don't even know where I would be if I never stumbled upon internet marketing. To be honest with you. I definitely wouldn't be here, without a job, and I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at without the job killing program.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, and for those of you who don't know, Dan Klein, Brad Campbell, they're the founders and the lead instructors in the program, and it's been a life-changing program. I know, Todd, for you, not having to go to a job every day that you absolutely hated. What's it like working with those guys? I mean, a lot of people look at this course, oh, it's just another course or it's another training. But here we know in the job training program, we really get to work with these guys. So what's it like working with Dan and Brad?
I would say it's refreshing from somebody who's been involved with internet marketing for 18 months. Dan and Brad are the real deal. They're legit guys. They're just like normal guys, your everyday guys, your neighbors. Anytime that a successful business owner who is crushing it like Dan and Brad are, and they set aside the time for the little guys, call them up on the phone. Give them a little bit of motivation, tell them what they're doing wrong, maybe give them tips and things like that. That is something in the internet marketing world you don't see ever. There's people making far less money than them, and they would never even think about picking up a phone and calling their own people and checking on their own people, offering tips and giving out the value that they provide. And that's something that I really respect, because I really do know how insanely busy they are. They're constantly on the go, and of course, running this course and scaling it up and improving it, making improvements. They're just insanely busy. Sometimes I don't even know how they do it, but that just kind of gives you a snapshot of who they really are as just regular people. And take it from somebody who's bought course after course after product, trying to make this business work, trying to make the internet marketing business work for quite a while now. You don't ever see that online, ever. And to be honest with you, I would be shocked to see another course that's jam-packed with value like this, with that same kind of value and that personality of individuals.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. These are two guys with extreme integrity, extremely generous, caring, supporting. People that make that kind of money, that these guys do and have their whole life. It's amazing how humble they are, and I'm always just, blown away by seeing the support that they give people in the group. So, and I think that's important for a lot of people that are watching this. It's like, if you're going to get involved in a program or a course or, some kind of internet marketing thing, know the people who are, behind this program, and they're too humble to come on here and talk about themselves and blow themselves up, bigger than life, which we all know that they are. But, give me a few words that, would describe Dan and Brad, to somebody who doesn't know.
Dan is probably your more outgoing comedian kind of guy. He's hilarious. He's very intelligent, but he has no problem whatsoever shooting from the hip, telling it like it is. If you're messing up, he'll tell you. If he knows that you need to be doing something, if he thinks that you're being lazy, screwing around, he'll let you know. And sometimes you need that, and quite frankly, there's a few times he did that to me. But yeah, great guy, great personality. Like you said, humble and trustworthy. And Brad, he's the same way, but he's more reserved. He's more shy. He's definitely funny though. And if you ever read some of the content that Brad comes up with, he is just incredible. I would compare it to Eminem type of skill level. Some of the rhymes and some of the lines that he comes up with, it's incredible, and that's actually part of the reason what attracted me to Brad in my first business relationship with him. It was just this real unusual, comical yet interesting and funny, off the wall content and writing style that he has, and it really is unique, and everybody in the group knows it. And if you would ever come across your site, you would know it too, that you landed on somebody that's very different, somebody that's very unique, and somebody that's very real.
Yeah, that's great. Fantastic stuff. So just kind of, to end this right now, for people that are looking at this, maybe thinking about getting involved in the job killing program, thinking about trusting and investing in themselves first, and then this program in particularly with Dan and Brad, what would be your suggestion to them if you could talk to somebody that's watching this and thinking about getting in the job killing program? What would you like to say to them?
There's not a whole lot of opportunities out there that allow you the small entry fee to scale this thing up to the moon. The opportunities is endless with this. You can literally scale this thing up as far as you want to go. Like I said, some of the other online marketers that I personally know, they've reached seven-figure status, and obviously. Even though they're not with the job killing program, it's still in the same industry. The internet marketing and SEO industry isn't going anywhere anytime soon. It's in strong demand. Not a whole lot of people really know how to do it. It's unique, and a lot of businesses need help because they don't understand this stuff. So if you're looking at whether you're a veteran or not, if you're looking at opening up a business, buying a business, I would definitely explore this option, just because even for the amount of money that you are investing, you can scale this thing up very, very quickly. It's very, very explosive. And a thing about business is also profit margins. Profit margins are absolutely ridiculous when it comes to internet marketing and SEO. Experts say that I think the fashion industry is one of the top profit margin businesses out there, and that's at 75%. This industry, you're looking at least the 80s, some parts of it 90s. So there's a lot of profit to gain. Low entry fee compared to buying a McDonald's or buying a gym or things like that. And it's definitely something manageable. You can actually put this thing on a credit card and pay it off if it doesn't work out. Obviously, you still got to work at it. You got to have a great work ethic, and you got to have an open mind.
Cool, man. Well, thanks, Todd. Hey, I appreciate it. I know we've taken a lot of your time. I know you're busy. I know you've got a lot of clients that you're working with and making great things happen. But I wanted to thank you for taking the time and talking to the folks out there that may be taking a look at the job killing program and seeing if it's a good fit for them. And much more success to you. Once again, Todd, thanks a bunch.
All right, thanks.